go, buddy.
When I got my job at Food Lion, I learned you can also be a volunteer with Food Lion Feeds. So whether I'm unloading our donations or helping neighbors pick fresh produce,
This what you're looking for?
I say take the helping hand when you need it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And be the helping hand when you don't.
Bye.
Bye.
Here to fill tables and hearts with hope. Food Lion Feeds, here for every moment.
Life is about movement, and we're here to keep it that way. At Riverside Orthopedics, our specialists are committed to delivering high-quality care because your health and mobility are important to us. Riverside specializes in treating a wide variety of conditions, offering both surgical and non-surgical solutions, tailored to what is right for you. We'll give you the knowledge you want to make your own choices and the orthopedic care you need to fit your schedule. We've got you covered. Riverside Orthopedic Specialists, always in motion.
It's all about bringing people together, and it's all about dogs.
Dog Day in the drive-thru is a day where we give back to our furry friends.
We hand toys out to dogs and their owners in the drive-thru.
My dogs love this event. Tails start wagging, the heads are out the window.
We also partner with local animal shelters to help dogs find their forever home.
Chick-fil-A knows the heart of the community. You meet new friends, you meet new dogs.
We just love seeing their faces in the drive-thru.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
As soon as you arrive, you'll see it in the people you meet and the way we follow through. At Bowditch Ford, your dealership experience will be one of total satisfaction. Our professional sales associates make buying easy, fast, and fun. And when it comes to service, experience better. From maintenance to repair to parts, collision, even our quick lane, we do it better. Your time is valuable and your dollar's hard-earned. We'll take care of you. Bowditch Ford, a tradition of doing the right thing.
Great vision and healthy eyes are the goal at Peninsula Eye Care. Optometrists diagnose and treat many disorders of the eye and visual system and are a great addition to your healthcare team. We prescribe glasses, contact lenses, and medications to serve you. I'm Dr. David Buck, and if you're looking for a team that will care about you and is ready to listen, come see us at Peninsula Eye Care.
When the sun sets, Newport News turns up. Hit the town for live music, cold drinks, and electric vibes. Catch the game or dance the night away with friends. Chill with cocktails by the water or dive into late-night bites. The city's buzzing, where every night is its own adventure. This is Newport News After Dark.
A yard without mosquitoes is always the most popular yard in the neighborhood.
They're home! Scatter!
Homeowners, consider yourselves warned.
Again?
Mosquito Joe, outside is fun again.
I got another Papa Pairings order. I need 3 medium pepperoni, 2 orders wings, breadsticks, cheese sticks, brownies.
They called the right place, Chef.
This order is my Everest. See you at the summit. We're making you Papa Pairings for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Welcome back to Papa John's. I find other things in life, like ordering more to save more off the Papa Pairings menu. It's all $6.99. We've got a brownie. Why are you whispering?
We're making you Papa Pairings for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
One Life Fitness has something for everyone. From midday movers to sunset shakers. From powerful workouts to peaceful flows. From personal training to personal bests. Whatever your fitness journey, enjoy premium amenities with a supportive staff, all at an affordable price. That's why we're the best value in fitness. Go to OneLifeFitness.com to join today. One Life Fitness. Every journey welcome.
Hoops. They're everywhere, especially when it comes to banking. Lots of banks offer you big promises with their checking accounts, but there's always a hoop to jump through. At Langley, we don't like hoops. Our Smart Checking offers great features like getting your paycheck up to 3 days early, no monthly fees, and no minimum balances. No hoops, just straightforward banking with Langley. Open your Smart Checking account today.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
In Newport News, talk to State Farm agent Jimmy Fay today.
I'm Pastor Grant, and I hope that you'll join us at one of our campuses this weekend. We're one church with locations all across Hampton Roads and online around the world. So if you're looking for a church home that prioritizes engaging worship and Bible teaching, then this church is for you. Welcome home. So you come this Sunday and experience for yourself while we say it's not just church, it's life.
At Primrose Schools, your child's love of learning begins in their very first science lab. It begins by sharing stories with a friend, and it begins with learning about math and ways we use it every day. We understand how children learn and meet them where they are. We use our balanced learning approach to build their social and academic skills to get them ready for kindergarten and beyond. This amazing time in their life, and yours, is the beginning of something big. Learn more at primroseschools.com.
Well, hello and good evening and welcome back to TowneBank Stadium in the heart of the peninsula on the campus of Christopher Newport University in Newport News. It is an absolutely picturesque spring Sunday in May before Memorial Day as Lionsbridge FC looks to keep their unbeaten record intact this evening, taking on Greenville United FC. Here in the booth to bring you the action, Nathan Epstein alongside Austin Urchin, his much-anticipated return. The boys in blue are back at the bank after, another worldly offensive showing on the road at the Tucson on Wednesday. Through the pouring rain, Lionsbridge poured on 8 goals, highlighted not by one, but 2 hat tricks in the same game. One from Denis Gruchenkov and the other by the guy who has been the talk of this Lionsbridge FC team, and that is Felix Ewald. The newest member has scored in every game so far this season. He's got 5 goals this season. Now, Austin, we will not see Felix Ewald on the field today. However, we have to take a minute to talk about him, and let's talk about the kind of firepower and just absolute star power he's brought to this FC club today, or this year.
And I mean, it's something that we've seen before for Lionsbridge FC. They love their goals. The fans love the goals. And with the reintroduction of Andrew Bennett to the squad, he's a man who loves to make action happen in the attacking third. Ewald is the perfect man to be his counterpart up inside that 18-yard box.
Andrew Bennett will be in the starting lineup this afternoon or this evening, and came into this season as the club's all-time leader in assists, had 16 on the year. He's already got 4 to his credit this year. You're going to see him in the starting lineup, and as you said, Austin, one of those guys that just seems to be in the action no matter where you put him on the field.
And that's just such a dangerous and difficult thing for the opposition to really try and counter. He can be all over, but it's not just him. We were talking about it before the broadcast, the depth that this Lionsbridge roster has. Wally said it was one of the deepest squads that he thinks he's had, and really with a couple years of not quite disappointment, but being so close to winning a USL2 championship, could this be the year?
Hey, look, we're going to be talking a lot more about this club, and as I said last game, talked to Chris Wally, the head man, before the season started. He said he thinks this is the deepest team that he has had in the time that he has been the head man for Lionsbridge FC. And we're going to get a feel of that depth because Austin, 9 goals scored this year. We'll be watching from the bench today.
And I think that's a great opportunity for the guys now out on the field, the starting 11, and then the substitutes too, to really try and make their mark on the game, stand out to the coaching staff as well as the rest of the guys on the team, and show that they too can really contribute and they're worthy of a spot in this starting 11.
The boys in blue back on the field. The fans are in the stands. The bank is buzzing. Ball is in play, and we are underway here as Lionsbridge FC looks to improve to 3-0 this season. 3-0-1 would be the record thereafter. Lionsbridge currently 2-0-1 this year, that one being a 2-2 draw on the road at Virginia Beach FC to start the year. And again, they are a perfect 2-0 all-time against Greenville United, who's playing out of the National Premier Soccer League. Lionsbridge earned its first win of the season with a dominant 4-0 shutout win over the Virginia Marauders, looking for a chance early, giving chase near the sideline, managed to save it from going out of bounds, and that was Andrew Bennett, the man we've been talking about so far to start this game, Austin.
A little bit of a clever play over on the far side of the field. It was Hatton able to control the ball, bring it into the corner, setting up Johnson for the delivery. And now they'll have one on the near side of the field. Trey Barrett, the Hampton player, wearing number 12, will send this one in with a throw-in.
Trey Barrett, of course, made his name known to start his career here with Lionsbridge FC. A hat trick in his very first home game. That was last season. And making the start today, a local product right here from Newport News.
So Lionsbridge, we've seen it in previous seasons, and we have already seen it so far this year. They love to get on the board early and immediately on that last possession, getting down, getting a couple chances inside the 18. Nothing of consequence, though, but not even 2 minutes in, they already have the ball again, and they're looking to move up the field.
Henry Hampshaw sends it away, getting the start in goal today. Started the first game of the season against Virginia Beach FC, and that's another aspect of this team, Austin, is we're getting to see some whole new goaltending, moving on from last year's stellar players in goalkeep.
And it was so many big moments for the goaltenders for Lionsbridge, winning them so far in the season, and it wasn't anything that they did wrong necessarily, but here we have almost a brand entirely new goalkeeping unit for Lionsbridge. But Hemshaw, like you said, got the start earlier in the season. He gets the start here again tonight. And Lionsbridge looking to get some offense going. Here's Barrett, 18-yard box.
Barrett inside the box, and looks like they called him offside. A little bit too antsy to start things off for Barrett, the youngster who, again, started his Lionsbridge career with a hat trick in his very first home game last season. That was actually the home opener for Lionsbridge last season. We know what kind of talent he brings to this lineup.
Speaking of the opener for Lionsbridge, you mentioned it earlier, it was a 2-2 draw against the crosswater rivals Virginia Beach United, and that's really been a team that whenever Lionsbridge goes to Virginia Beach and plays them at their field, seems to struggle a little bit, does Lionsbridge. They can never win as convincingly as they would like, and sometimes, as we saw this season, they can't even pick up the win. Had to settle for a draw.
That ball crossed over the end line before Hemshaw had to make a play on it. So over the end line, or are they going to say it did not? No, they will say it's a goal kick, so back in play. Already Hemshaw has had to put his hands on the ball a few times already. Up ahead, Christian Hatley. Out of bounds, it will stay with the boys in blue.
One of the returning players, about 8 or so on the roster for Lionsbridge, who previously played last season, as the player goes down on the opposite side of the field. Free kick for Lionsbridge, the first one of the season, and always a good sign to see that it goes the way of the boys in blue. A very physical team, and typically it's come back to bite them later on in the season, giving away free kicks and fouls in dangerous parts of the field to their opposition. This time they have one for themselves to be setting things up nicely here.
Andrew Bennett stands at the ready. Far side, hand in the air. Bennett sends. Chance and almost put in. David Maserati had his foot on it, asking for a call, not going to get it.
Situation like that, usually the referees and officials just defer to the defending team when it's so close like that, especially when the ball heads in the direction of the goal like that. But they're a lethal delivery from Bennett, something we've seen in seasons past and already multiple times this year.
Oh yeah, came in as the club's all-time leading assist man with 16. That was before the season started. Already has 4 to his credit this season. Andrew Bennett, the team's all-time leader in assists, and almost had another one there. Matarazzi, the returner from last year, has played in 44 games for the club this year. What's going to be interesting, Austin, is seeing how this unit, which again is without 9 goals scored this year, can get in rhythm offensively.
I think that the thing tonight will just be that it takes a little bit of time. Obviously, like you said, those 2 high-profile scorers for Lionsbridge not in the lineup. But these players as well can score. You mentioned Barrett, who had a hat trick in his first game here at TowneBank Stadium for Lionsbridge. So, of course, Hatley as well, who's up front. These players do know how to score. It might take them just a little bit of time to get things going. And speaking of getting things going, Hall with a great pass up to Barrett now. Opportunity for the Bridge to continue to move forward.
There's Sam Hall, has it knocked away, and Bennett put it right back in play. And as you said, Austin, trying to find some rhythm here with a new 11. Without 2 of their top goal scorers, but that's something that's to be expected from Chris Wally to start the year off, and already a player down. That's not something that these Lionsbridge fans want to see.
Marcelo Lopez, it looks like, came sliding into the ball to try and pass it off to Hall. Able to do so, but maybe got stepped on in the process. There's a player for Greenville who was talking to the official perhaps about what happened. I think it's number 8 and by. Lionsbridge will get the ball back. Lopez and by shake hands. Good show of sportsmanship there.
Lopez from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Back up on his feet. Good to see. Knocked his shin around a little bit. Back to the action. Up ahead. What a brilliant feed to Bennett. Boys on the move. In the box, foot on it, and nothing there. Bridge still fighting for it, and finally won over by United. Babacar Fall quickly won back by Lionsbridge, and there's Trey Bennett giving chase. One-on-one with his man over that sideline, back to Greenville United, quickly back in play.
Something that we've seen a couple of times already in this game, just how quickly Lionsbridge can spring back onto the attack. Have the ball inside their own half and they're defending. And then the next thing you know, they're down in the opposite direction. All it takes is one through ball. We saw Barrett get caught off sides earlier in the contest. He's got a lot of speed, so the defenders are going to have to keep their eyes on him as well as Hatley.
Humphrey Doe on the far side for Greenville United, but he was offside. And so possession back to Lionsbridge.
That 8-1 win against Patuxent. It was a cold, rainy game, and those are the ones that seem to be going great when you're able to win, but if you're having a poor game, it certainly seems like those are the ones that take forever. It was the first time in Lionsbridge history that 2 players have scored a hat trick in the same game.
Yep.
Evald and Kurchenkov each getting 3 apiece.
And that was A.B. Mbaye with a strike, but Lionsbridge in the way, back to Greenville United, who's put a little bit of pressure on this Lionsbridge team to start things off, Austin.
A couple of players who were in the lineup last year for Lionsbridge who aren't in the roster this year around, and those were a couple of defenders, so some new faces in the back line for the boys in blue. We're going to see how they respond under a bit of pressure.
Excellent tackle there, and now it's Andrew Bennett. Feet up ahead. That was Mateus Ulrich waiting for it. Greenville United stepped in front of it and denied any further attack by Lionsbridge. Mateus Ulrich from Brazil, one of the newer players on this team, getting his first start of the year. Here he is with a nice steal on the far side. The feed into the box. The header just wide. And that was Christian Hatley, one of the returners. Almost got Bridge on the board 9 minutes into this one.
And that was a perfectly drawn-up play right from the training ground. You have the ball on the far side of the field, send a cross in, across the 6-yard box. The goalkeeper has to stay along his line. He can't come out and get it. Hatley just a little bit off the mark, though, but Lionsbridge honing their sights a little bit more every time they get closer and closer to scoring the opening goal of this contest.
Christian Hatley, not only one of the returners from last year, but also one of the longer tenured players of this Lionsbridge roster. Up there as far as games played total for this ball club. Abakarfal fights for it, won over eventually by Barrett. And Lionsbridge, first shot on goal by Barrett tonight, and that is easily swallowed up by the keep. Ali Jafar in goal tonight from Matthews, North Carolina. Plays at Pfeiffer University, made 5 saves for Pfeiffer last season.
Talk about tenured players, you also have to consider the team captain for Lionsbridge tonight, Sam Hall, who's really been an iconic figure here in the Peninsula and the Newport News for soccer fans. So many years he's been with this Lionsbridge squad, making things very difficult for the opposition. Very easy for the fans to have something to cheer about.
This little give and go action pass just a little too far ahead of Marcelo Lopez. Yeah, Sam Hall, one of those players that not only has been a mainstay for this club in the early goings, a lot of physicality down in the mid part of that field. And finally a foul called on Greenville United.
Dalton Euling, Colorado Springs, Colorado really getting stuck in there, doing his best and showing off to the fans as well as the coaching staff that he's not one to give up on a play.
And as I was saying about Sam Hall, not only a mainstay, but also just such a beloved player by the fans. He's one of the first ones to sign autographs, win, lose, or draw. Always greets fans with a smile, and he's given these fans plenty to smile about as the all-time leading goal scorer for this team. Getting the start today, as Austin said, we're at number 87. Bennett puts it in play, far side.
I think that's really one of the hallmarks of a good captain for a squad. You're able to lead the team on the field, but then also as the character off the field, too. That really is important.
Barrett goes back to that middle part of that field. Here he is wide, giving chase, and a little bit too much on that one. Delivered by Ulrich. Out of bounds, back to Greenville United. A lot of touch passing in this one, Austin, as we start things off. Now in the 12th minute.
That's making things difficult for the Greenville United midfield and defense, as they have to really move around to try and cover all this ground that Lionsbridge is able to eat up so easily. So a good interception wins the ball back for them inside their own half. But again, just careless passing, sending it right up the middle of the field to number 19, Tati Gutierrez.
And Hampshaw, a little danger there, has to send that one away with Greenville United right in the area.
It's a good response, though, from the visitors here, recognizing that Lionsbridge was under a little bit of pressure. Tried to tighten the screws a little bit and exploit it, see if they could come up with anything. Nearly did, as Hampshaw had to fire that one out of bounds. And now the visitors on the attack again. Right sideline, that one taken by Carfall. Out of play.
And a throw-in coming for Greenville United. No score, 13 minutes into this one. In to throw it in, Brian Martinez. Double team comes, great defense there by Lionsbridge. Sam Hall sends it away. Christian Hatley gave chase, and now some space to work with for Ulrich. But didn't see the call, looks like it was offsides. That's coming from the official on the far side.
Second offsides call going against Lionsbridge. However, they don't have any other fouls to their name, which is a bit of an improvement from previous seasons. I mentioned their physicality earlier in the broadcast, as it looks like, of course, the commentator's curse, they pick up one there.
Never fails.
Lionsbridge, one of those very physical teams, and you saw that especially as they made a deep playoff run last year, that any game that they played, it was a very physical one on both sides of the ball, and then the teams would usually answer that challenge, of course, being in the playoffs, not let anything slack against a strong team like Lionsbridge. Sometimes it would be getting them into trouble, though, as they would get key players in dangerous situations, picking up early yellow cards, as well as just giving away free kicks inside their own half, right in front of the 18-yard box. And again, strong contenders in the USL2, you really cannot be giving away chances like that.
AB Mbe gives it away for Greenville United, and it's back in play, quickly back to work Lionsbridge, but again, not much going. That being said, Austin, it looks like Lionsbridge not really putting on the offensive pressure just yet. Almost looks like they're trying to settle in defensively, and it looks like Coach Walls is maybe trying to see what he has to work with before really putting on the attack offensively.
Yeah, right now, like you said, it seems to be more of a game of control and possession that Lionsbridge is trying to enact on the game instead of the offensive firepower that we saw last time out against Patuxent. And perhaps that could be a specific point that Wally really wants to emphasize with the team. Sure, we can get goals against certain teams, but we aren't always going to have those opportunities. So let's focus on the other things. Let's focus on maintaining possession, making sure that our passing is very smart and we're being intelligent with what we're doing with the ball, and making things almost impossible for the other team, so that if we aren't getting those shots on goal, or perhaps there's an outstanding goalkeeper who's having a stellar night, Lionsbridge won't feel like they're getting too down on themselves if they don't produce immediately on the scoreboard.
Tati Gutierrez made a great play inside the 6-yard box, a dangerous chance for Greenville, and that is, again, too hot for Christian Hatley, the only man with a blue jersey in the area. That was the first real attempt for Greenville United, that last kick-in for Greenville United, and again, Hampshaw had to make a play on it along with Tati Gutierrez playing defense. Pass easily intercepted by Lionsbridge. Trey Barrett. Barrett. Chance. Left-footed. In the box. And denied by Greenville.
Gutierrez was just a step behind the play there. A good entry for Lionsbridge. Ball squeaked away by the defense. There were no one there to collect the proverbial trash. It's now a foul given by Materazzi. Free kick for Greenville. Materazzi, a bit of a hot-headed player who loves to get stuck in on the action.
There is no doubt that Materazzi, very passionate player, and we saw that quite a few times last year, almost the fire starter for this team. Never shy about getting in on the action, and maybe got a little bit too much in it on that one. Commits the foul, and now, as Austin said, free kick coming. Andrew Bennett, the closest to the ball, providing some defense. Already this Greenville United team putting a little bit of pressure at the National Premier Soccer League. Never beaten Lionsbridge FC. Kick on the way. Deflected. Still in play for Greenville United. And in with a header.
Barely crossing over the end line, it looked like. The Carfall trying to keep that one in play. Unable to do so. Good look, though, for Greenville. Is almost were testing Hemshaw. It would have been interesting to see how he had handled that one had it come his way.
18 minutes in, no score. Couple of chances for Greenville United over the last several possessions. Ulrich fighting for it, won by Greenville United, and that is Brian Martinez now. Other side of the field, Abbas Lawson. Excellent defense, David Materazzi right there. Nice give and go action from Greenville. And Materazzi not giving an inch near that end line, still in play. There's Greenville still fighting for it. Has it gone over that sideline? Nope, still in play. A battle for it. There is Materazzi step for step. Hasn't gotten away from that corner. Finally it does. And there is Christian Hatley with it. And it's taken right back by United. Great sliding tackle. Barrett on the run, feeds it up ahead. Hatley taken down, and there finally is a whistle. And we get a yellow card, our first of the game, and this one on Russell Bass.
Nothing really malicious behind it, but inside, it would have been inside on the 18. Definitely challenging the goalkeeper. Tactical foul, and that's just one that you have to take as a defender.
I was going to say, Austin, that's one of those that as a defender, you'd almost rather give up the yellow card and reset your defense on the free kick as opposed to letting Hatley get a free charge at the keep.
Sending out a couple of players, so it's Barrett and Bennett standing behind the ball, and my money would be on Bennett to send this one in. Got Hall limbering his way up inside the 18-yard box.
Andrew Bennett and Trey Barrett. Now Barrett heads back towards the middle part of the field into the box. Andrew Bennett sends it far post, and that is over everybody. Trey Barrett was charging toward the net, maybe looking for a header, but that one was well over the head of everybody.
A little bit of a wasted opportunity there. Great job by Hatley winning the ball, winning the foul, setting them up in prime position. Bennett, a bit uncharacteristically sending it well out of play, unreachable by anyone.
That's sent away by Jafar. "21 minutes in. Just after 7:30, the sun's starting to set. The lights starting to take effect here as the crowd is still buzzing, waiting for that first score of the game. And a foul called against Greenville United. So another free kick coming for Lionsbridge.
Definitely got a whole lot of fans here in attendance tonight. fans still coming inside the gate. Got the festival area, of course, food trucks, bounce houses. And of course, after the game tonight, the fireworks show.
As good of a home field advantage as this has become in USL League 2, I got to say, Austin, something that we're almost not used to seeing. Some Greenville fans have actually made their way all the way to Newport News. As that ball sails and Jafar has to make a sliding grab for it. Not really towards the net, not much of a threat either way. Snatches it up and puts it right back in play, but we actually see a couple of Greenville United flags in the stands.
And that's one of the nice things about playing squads in such a close proximity. Yeah, it's just in the Carolinas, so a little bit of a drive away, but nothing too crazy like you're playing someone in the center of the country and maybe Nebraska or so. Sometimes can be a fun trip to go to a Lionsbridge away game as well. There's definitely more than a couple fans for the boys in blue who make the trek.
A lot of blue and white in the stands, in the fan section. And dare I say, even a little bit chilly for a late May evening here at Newport News. We see a couple of sweaters out there and the wind's whipping just a little bit. You can see the flags moving out there.
Especially once the sun starts to set, but give it a couple weeks, we'll be wanting this weather back.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee it.
A lot of contact, and this time a foul called against the boys in blue, and that one is against Marcelo Lopez.
Fourth foul for Lionsbridge here, 24th minute. Get a chance to really try and set something up for Greenville. A set piece right along the halfway line.
United player fell down. And that ball sent away by Sam Hall, who is now down on his knees. Play continues, but Sam Hall is slow to get up, hobbling just a little bit, and that's something that Lionsbridge fans, and it looks like maybe walking it off a little bit now, still grimacing. If you're watching on the right side of your screen, holding that right shin, may have gotten kicked a little hard, and now he's got a chance to reset as a foul was called against Greenville United. And that was against Casey Johnson, one of the newer players on this club, making the start today.
Of course, I will love that foul being called. Just buys him a little bit more time as he likes to play quickly, try and catch the opposition off guard. Materazzi has this one, and it goes all the way back to Hemshaw. Lionsbridge looking for a chance to really reset the position, maybe perhaps draw the midfield and forwards from Greenville up the field a bit, opening things up on the back end. We saw Hatley as well as Ulrich use their speed earlier in the contest to try and get a through ball up towards them, make something dangerous happen. Throw it on the opposite side.
Lopez, Bennett, over to Sam Hall. Hall looks no worse for the wear after grimacing a little bit. Great feed. And a great cross. Greenville player steps in the way, and that is a foul called close to that 18-yard box. Outside of it, so it only results in a free kick. And some Greenville players less than happy about that call.
I wouldn't be surprised if that call had gone either way. In my opinion, just one too many touches for Gutierrez, as he had a couple of options to either take a shot or fire off a pass. However, keeping the ball, and this is a positive for Lionsbridge. They're able to come away with a free kick.
Close enough to that box, Austin, as the official is explaining things to one of the Greenville players, and nice little high five, and play will continue. So what's the strategy here, Austin? Very close to that 18-yard box. Do you look to try to thread the needle with a pass, or do you look for a shot on goal?
I would love to see something from the school ground, actually, where you just lob it up, small loft right over the wall, and try and catch the goalkeeper off guard. It seems like it's a bit too harsh of an angle, being almost straight on to try and blast this one around the wall. You see, it's like 6 or 7 bodies making up that wall for Greenville. Hatley trying to worm his way in there. Bennett behind the ball. Barrett comes over as a little bit of an assist, maybe throw a little bit of misdirection.
Barrett and Bennett. Bennett with a foot on it. Oh, and Jafar slides and makes the save. great attempt, the first real attempt we've seen all game. And Andrew Bennett nearly put one on the board for Lionsbridge.
Sometimes that can be the last thing that you're expecting as a goalkeeper. Ali Jafar doing a really nice job staying in his position, being able to watch the ball and not overcommit to one side or another. With a quick split-second decision to move low to the ground and got his body behind the ball. So if he wasn't able to hold on to it, the rest of his side and ribcage would be there to prevent the ball from going in.
Contact, but great job by Hatley to get back on his feet and retain possession for Lionsbridge. Gutierrez with some space opposite side. And back out, and now things will slow down a little bit for Lionsbridge. 27th minute. Almost saw our first score of the game on a free kick. Andrew Bennett nearly put it in the back of the net.
Ruling again, really trying to fight for possession, making things difficult for himself sometimes. But no worse for wear, he's able to get the pass off to a teammate. Now trying to switch the field. Up on the right side, Lopez has this one kicked away. It's out of bounds for Hall. See Hall towards the bottom of your screen, who is urging Euling to try and get a pass over to the right wing.
Player falls down and a very late whistle. And that was Babacar Fall that took a fall and maybe sold it just a little bit, but hey, part of the game, got the call, and now it's back to Greenville United.
Definitely sufficient contact on the three surrounding blue jerseys. And perhaps another chance to really try and test Hemshaw, who has had a relatively uneventful last 25 minutes here in the 30th. That one falls harmlessly into his hands. A little bit of action in the first 5 minutes or so when Greenville United was knocking on the door a little bit. Since then, it's been all quiet.
Hemshaw went to the right side of the field. Sam Hall was left all alone. As Christian Hatley stays on side. One-on-one. Hatley had it knocked over the end line, and I believe that it'll be a corner kick. We'll see our first corner attempt of the game in the 29th minute.
To really no one's surprise, there's Bennett making his way over to send this ball in. So you've got Matrazi and Hall, as well as, of course, a couple other players for Lionsbridge. So they take this one quickly. Hatley back to Bennett. Top of the box. Johnson firing this one off. Second chance coming up for the bridge. Euling.
Still fighting for it, and pretty good defense there by Greenville United, and finally sends it away. Still a fight for it, and now maybe another chance. Here comes Andrew Bennett with some space. Far side to Hatley. Hatley has it knocked over the end line. That one by Mbe, and that results... Well, at least I thought it was going to result in another corner, but we're seeing an official on the far side call offside. Bit of a late call either way. Results in possession for Greenville United.
Unfortunate there for Lionsbridge. Just a step too quick was Hatley, it looks like. Thought they had another opportunity from the corner. And those repeated corners is something that Lionsbridge has been able to do a lot of damage from in previous seasons. Able to sustain the threat for so long, really tiring defenses out.
Oh, what a great flick up ahead to Barrett with some speed. The cross! Knocked out, and it results in a corner. So now we see Lionsbridge starting to turn up the heat a little bit. And a player down inside the 6-yard box.
That's Oviedo, who's down for Greenville. Helped back out onto the field by his teammates to prevent Lionsbridge from taking a quick corner. As he really had to work very hard to make his way back. Track with the Lionsbridge players to prevent anything from going in the direction of the goal. Seems to be all right, but it's bought enough time for the rest of his squad to get back inside the 18-yard box.
Another chance coming. 31st minute, now 32nd. Here comes the noise at the bank. Sends it in. The header only off a Greenville United player. Still in play for Lionsbridge. That is Gutierrez took a spill and a foul call.
Gutierrez doing a really nice job, able to poke the ball far enough out in front where there's no way the defender can get to it. Also put enough spin on it to where as he comes around the defender, his most direct path is right in the defender's path. Defender sticks his leg out, tripping penalty, and another free kick for Lionsbridge.
Andrew Bennett is starting to get very busy with all these free kicks and corners. Let's see if he can put one on target here.
Saw one earlier from a very similar position. He put that one well out of play though. Let's see if he can hone in his sights a little bit.
Andrew Bennett lofts it up. Oh, almost headed in. Jafar caught out of position and it left the net wide open. And that was Ulrich, the newest member of this club, almost with his first goal as a member of Lionsbridge.
Over on the far side of the field, motioning for another corner kick for Lionsbridge. Not quite sure what that's about, as maybe the goalkeeper Jafar had his foot over the line as he got a hand on that ball. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, it's another corner kick for the Bridge.
Quick to work, Gutierrez. Little flip, and that's headed almost in. Believe that was Sam Hall, the all-time leading goal scorer. Almost adds another one to the tally.
The important thing there for Hall was to get the ball on target. He did, just not really any power behind it. All too easy for Jafar to rein that one in and collect it.
Marcelo Lopez knocks that one out. Stop the counterattack.
Lionsbridge will have to really switch gears here and play a bit of defense. Something that they haven't really had to do at all this contest so far.
Contact, no foul called. Great defense by Lionsbridge.
It was a good step by Materazzi, recognizing the ball was underneath the player's feet, and a very difficult and tricky situation to do when you're a midfielder or forward and the ball gets under your feet. You almost have to look down to get it out in front of you. Whereas when you have the ball out in front, it's very easy to play it and know where it is just by tapping the ball. Perfectly timed tackle, wins the ball back for his squad, and now Lionsbridge looks to move down the field. They'll send it down to the opposite direction. Now you can see the midfield for Lionsbridge inching up the field inside the opposition's half. We'll try and lock things down inside the Greenville United side of the field.
About 10 minutes left of regulation in this first half between Lionsbridge FC and Greenville United. Lionsbridge 2-0 all-time, only the third all-time meeting, and Lionsbridge in these friendlies, honestly, Greenville United has played very, very tough against Lionsbridge. Yes, it's a 6-1 overall goal differential, but the last time they played last season, a 3-1 win for Lionsbridge, and before that, a 3-0 shutout. So these games have been far from blowouts for Lionsbridge FC, at least compared to some of the offensive outputs we've seen at some of these games here at the bank.
Absolutely, and speaking of offensive outputs, of course, that 8-1 win last time out against Patuxent comes to mind, where you have another team in USL2 in the Chesapeake Division. Lionsbridge blows them out of the water. It seemed like everything was going right for them. And then even if we do get a couple of goals here later on in the contest and it ends up as a 2-0 or maybe even 3-0 win, this game's certainly much closer than the scoreline would have you believe. But of course, both these teams still everything to play for. And all it takes is just that one opportunity, so Greenville's still putting their best foot forward as we head closer and closer to the end of the first 45. Barrett making a run along the near sideline.
Little heel flick there from Ulrich. Up ahead from Barrett, stays onside. Barrett, nifty dribbling, back out. And on strike, but not on target. Still retained by Lionsbridge. Barrett back to work. Fakes to Hall. To the middle, headed away. We've seen Barrett get those one-on-one chances a few times today. Just hasn't been able to take advantage.
I'm not sure if it's the confidence, or he's just paralysis by analysis. Too many options. There were a lot of blue jerseys inside the 18-yard box. Sometimes you almost have to just close your eyes and send the ball into the 18 and just try and make something happen. I think Lionsbridge, though, maybe fell victim to their own aggression, as now counterattack for Carfall makes his way to the corner. Hall trying to defend against him.
Great move by Carfall. Draws two defenders. Ball still in the air. Finally put on the turf, and Barrett does the wise thing as a double team comes right to him. Just sends it out of bounds. Throw in for Greenville United.
On that last attack for Lionsbridge, it seemed like it was too many jerseys inside the 18-yard boxes. As soon as the ball got out of the dangerous area, it was nothing but Greenville United players who were able to bring the ball back down into the Lionsbridge half for a counterattack.
Ball sent in. Man in the area. That was Oliver Jarvis. Out of bounds, but stays with Greenville United. It'll be a throw-in. Ryan Martinez. Ready to send. And Greenville United asking for a call inside the box.
It looks like they'll get it as well.
Yep, sure enough.
Careless foul inside the 18-yard box. Certainly not something you want to give away at any point in the game, but especially when you're tied at 0. It's about less than 10 minutes from halftime.
38th minute, clock turns over to the 39th, and Greenville United with a chance to put the first goal on the board today. A.B. Mbe against Hampshaw, making his first start since the opener against Virginia Beach. Let's see if Hampshaw. Mbe, and it's saved! Hampshaw denies Greenville United in the 39th minute.
Great job by Hampshaw, guessing the right way, and then able to hold on to the ball, not allowing a second chance for the visitors. It's a huge surge of momentum for his side and a big boost of confidence for him.
Offside is the call. Back to Lionsbridge. Boy, you weren't kidding. No score yet, and these Lionsbridge fans are more than happy that that's the case right now after Hampshaw guessed right and guessed right.
That was about the loudest cheer that we've seen here tonight, and not without good reason. A great stop by him as he was called upon. Didn't see much action so far, but when his number got called, certainly he was able to stand tall.
Barrett up ahead. Knocked out of bounds, and it stays with Lionsbridge. Barrett now to throw it in the 40th minute. Let's see if Lionsbridge can grab a hold of that momentum after a spectacular save by Hampshaw. Turn and go for Ulrich, and still with it with a strike, and that is well over the crossbar.
Coming into the halftime break, Lionsbridge will have to get there first. There's still a handful of minutes to go, and then stoppage time. But Hampshaw looking to the squad, I assume at the halftime break, and saying, I'm doing my part, what about y'all? And that's going to be on the rest of the 11 players out on the field, and I think Sam Hall will certainly have the right words to urge his team forward to try and get something else on the board for Lionsbridge. They've had a couple of chances, but really nothing too much to test Jafar.
And I beg your pardon, by the way, that was not Mbe who took the penalty try. That was actually Faye, wearing number 5, not number 8. Either way, it was a brilliant save by Hampshaw. Team had to have him. And a foul called against Lionsbridge, and a Greenville United player rolling around on the turf.
Taurazi taking a stab at the ball there and missing the mark, hitting the opposition instead. Lionsbridge now with 8 fouls in this first half. Greenville also with 8. This is much more the physicality that we're akin to here at TowneBank Stadium. Lionsbridge defenders being asked to answer the bell one more time as Hall makes a good stab, able to knock that ball away.
Stays with Greenville. Sam Hall was screaming at the officials, saying he thought it should have been possession to Lionsbridge. 42nd minute. We can expect somewhere in the 3 to 4 minute range of stoppage time, I would think. We've seen a few stoppages today, now approaching that halftime mark.
Espino walking his way down the field about 10-12 yards. Gets brought back by the official.
Brian Martinez, ball in his right hand, ready to throw it back in. Easily knocked back and out of bounds and back to Lionsbridge. Great defense there by Trey Barrett, the youngster from Hampton.
And a good showing of aggression.
What a move. Goodness me. Put his defender on the ground. That was Andrew Bennett. Far side, great flick up ahead. Maybe some numbers for Lionsbridge if they stay with it. That was Marcelo Lopez giving chase over the end line, and play was stopped. And what is the call? Officials heading over to talk things over.
It looks like we might see a penalty kick for Lionsbridge now, as the lineswoman over on the far side of the field was waving her flag, and now the green crowd coming over to the officials. It was Marcelo Lopez, the Brazilian, who was battling inside the box.
Abi Mbe is furious at the official. Far side, he is all over the official, just pleading his case. He is waving his hands just about in every direction. Clock turns over to the 44th minute while we still sort things out here. Waiting for the call. Sam Hall is near where the ball would be placed if there was a penalty kick. He is assuming there will be a penalty kick. And the club's all-time leading goal scorer, there will be a penalty. And it'll be Sam Hall to take it. Sam Hall, the all-time leading goal scorer, adds another one. An eruption at town. Sam Hall came into this season with 22 goals. One of the fan favorites we've been talking about all season long, and now those fans have a big reason to cheer. Lionsbridge FC took them every minute of regulation in the first half, and finally the boys in blue on the board. 1-0. On a penalty kick by Sam Hall.
Let's see if there's any stoppage time coming up here at the end of the first half. Hall getting the job done right when his team needed it the most, and it was 3 minutes of stoppage time here added on. Now here for Greenville, it almost seems like the game plan has certainly changed. It's now just hang on for the rest of the first half. Just a couple more minutes to go.
And maybe a chance here for Greenville United. They got numbers. This is 5-on-3. Up ahead in the box. A strike defended. There's Hall again. On offense and on defense. You can count on Hall.
Sam Hall just showing another reason why he's the captain. One of the fan favorites for Lionsbridge. Does it on offense, he does it on defense. There's not really much that he can't do. We haven't seen him put on the gloves though yet.
You gotta hand it to this Greenville United team. They have been very scrappy in this first half. They've had chances, and as we've been saying, a very eventful last few minutes of regulation when Greenville had a penalty kick from Fay to try to give Greenville United the 1-0 lead. Brilliant goalkeeping by Henry Hampshaw denies Greenville the 1-0 lead, and on the other end, a penalty. Sam Hall, the all-time leading goal scorer, puts it in with ease to make it a 1-0 Lionsbridge lead, and a lot of contact on that far side, and a foul is called.
Going against Lionsbridge, so a free kick, perhaps one of the last kicks of this first half. And I'd love to applaud Greenville as they did a really nice job. They conceded, and then instead of just trying to ride it out for the rest of the first half, they immediately went back on offense, got the ball down in Lionsbridge territory, and now they find themselves in a great position with a free kick just outside the 18-yard box. And a chance to equalize here.
Free kick on the way. There's Sam Hall again. Hall squeezes out of there, and giving chase is Dalton Euling. Has to send it away.
So there's an offsides call on the linesman on the near side of the field. Almost inconsequential at that point as Lionsbridge had dealt with the attack. Knocked the ball away, and I wouldn't be surprised if once Hampshaw kicks this one into the air, we'll hear that halftime whistle.
And Hampshaw puts a left foot into it over everybody, and as Austin predicted, that brings us to halftime here. Back and forth, each team with a chance at a penalty kick, but it's Lionsbridge, the one to take advantage thanks to the foot of Sam Hall, the all-time leading goal scorer in Lionsbridge history, and here it is.
Let's go, buddy.
When I got my job at Food Lion, I learned you can also be a volunteer with Food Lion Feeds. So whether I'm unloading our donations or helping neighbors pick fresh produce,
This what you're looking for?
I say take the helping hand when you need it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And be the helping hand when you don't.
Bye. Bye.
Here to fill tables and hearts with hope. Food Lion Feeds, here for every moment.
It's time to get back out there. At Riverside Orthopedics, our specialists are committed to delivering high-quality care because your health and mobility are important to us. Riverside specializes in treating a wide variety of conditions, offering both surgical and non-surgical solutions, tailored to what is right for you. And we make things easy, giving you the knowledge you want to make your own choices and the orthopedic care you need.
And it's Bridge with a 1-0 lead.
Let's go, buddy.
When I got my job at Food Lion, I learned you can also be a volunteer with Food Lion Feeds. So whether I'm unloading our donations or helping neighbors pick fresh produce,
This what you're looking for?
I say take the helping hand when you need it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And be the helping hand when you don't.
Bye. Bye.
Here to fill tables and hearts with hope. Food Lion Feeds, here for every moment.
It's time to get back out there. At Riverside Orthopedics, our specialists are committed to delivering high-quality care because your health and mobility are important to us. Riverside specializes in treating a wide variety of conditions, offering both surgical and non-surgical solutions, tailored to what is right for you. And we make things easy, giving you the knowledge you want to make your own choices and the orthopedic care you need to fit your schedule. We've got you covered. Riverside Orthopedic Specialist, always in motion.
It's all about bringing people together, and it's all about dogs.
Dog Day in the drive-thru is a day where we give back to our furry friends.
We hand toys out to dogs and their owners in the drive-thru.
My dogs love this event. Tails start wagging, the heads are out the window.
We also partner with local animal shelters to help dogs find their forever home.
Chick-fil-A knows the heart of the community. You meet new friends, you meet new dogs.
We just love seeing their faces in the drive-thru.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
As soon as you arrive, you'll see it in the people you meet and the way we follow through. At Bowditch Ford, your dealership experience will be one of total satisfaction. Our professional sales associates make buying easy, fast, and fun. And when it comes to service, experience better. From maintenance to repair to parts, collision, even our quick lane, we do it better. Your time is valuable and your dollar's hard-earned. We'll take care of you. Bowditch Ford, a tradition of doing the right thing.
Great vision and healthy eyes are the goal at Peninsula Eye Care. Optometrists diagnose and treat many disorders of the eye and visual system and are a great addition to your healthcare team. We prescribe glasses, contact lenses, and medications to serve you. I'm Dr. David Buck, and if you're looking for a team that will care about you and is ready to listen, come see us at Peninsula Eye Care.
When the sun sets, Newport News turns up. Hit the town for live music, cold drinks, and electric vibes. Catch the game or dance the night away with friends. Chill with cocktails by the water or dive into late-night bites. The city's buzzing, where every night is its own adventure. This is Newport News After Dark.
A yard without mosquitoes is always the most popular yard in the neighborhood.
They're home! Scatter!
Homeowners, consider yourselves warned.
Again?
Mosquito Joe, outside is fun again.
Welcome back to Papa John's. I finer things in life, like ordering more to save more off the Papa Pairings menu. It's all $6.99. We've got a brownie.
Why are you whispering?
We're making you Papa Pairings for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
One Life Fitness has something for everyone. From midday movers to sunset shakers. From powerful workouts to peaceful flows. From personal training to personal bests. Whatever your fitness journey, enjoy premium amenities with a supportive staff, all at an affordable price. That's why we're the best value in fitness. Go to onelifefitness.com to join today. One Life Fitness. Every journey welcome.
Hoops. They're everywhere, especially when it comes to banking. Lots of banks offer you big promises with their checking accounts, but there's always a hoop to jump through. At Langley, we don't like hoops. Our smart checking offers great features like getting your paycheck up to 3 days early, no monthly fees, and no minimum balances. No hoops, just straightforward banking with Langley. Open your smart checking account today.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
In Newport News, talk to State Farm agent Jimmy Fay today.
Welcome back to the bank. Nathan Epstein, Austin Urch. Here as Lionsbridge FC leads it 1-0 over Greenville United. A pair of penalty opportunities for each team, and it's Lionsbridge that takes advantage off the foot of Sam Hall, the all-time leading goal scorer in club history. With his second goal of the season, he now has 24 in his career here with Lionsbridge, and it gives Lionsbridge a 1-0 lead in this friendly against Greenville United. Lionsbridge trying to make it 3-0 all-time against Greenville United. Austin, let's talk about what we saw in that first half. I think the term that you used in that first half was very gritty, because obviously it's that time of the year when we're seeing new lineups. Chris Wally is experimenting with some new pieces this year. And in that first half, Greenville United really put on some pressure, and Lionsbridge had to work for that 1-0 lead.
Exactly, and that one goal comes from a penalty. That's typically not something that you would see from Lionsbridge, as we've been very accustomed to seeing a lot of just scoring from the run of play. We saw a couple chances, not really much though to write home about. Lionsbridge will start the second half with the ball, and we'll see what they're able to do here on offenses. They have just the most narrow of margins currently right now. And certainly we've seen 1-goal leads grow into 7-goal lead, as last time out against Patuxent, they came away with a big 8-1 win thanks to a pair of hat tricks. Lone goal scored by Sam Hall, the captain. Don't see him out on the field here to start the second half.
Yeah, there's some wholesale changes that we're going to get to here for this Lionsbridge lineup. Sam Hall still listed in the lineup here for this second half, but as you said, don't really see him out there. Can't really tell yet. We'll get back to you on that one. In the meantime, a lot of changes to this lineup. Ball's put in play, and Lionsbridge with a 1-0 lead. One of those new players, Jason Perks, now on the near side. Middle part of that field, Josh Baker, one of the returners from last year as well. And the man you just saw with it, Dimitrios Lionglu from Greece. And already a chance for Lionsbridge. In the box, a cross, and knocked away finally by Greenville United.
Sam Delgado, number 22 for Lionsbridge, a forward. The end of Virginia will make his mark on the game very quickly. Lionsbridge doing a really nice job. Once they get the ball back, bring it back into their own territory, as Toby White doing a nice job dribbling around a couple of defenders. Gives the ball over to a teammate. Christo has this, tries to send a pass in out towards the sideline on his left side, unable to do so. Lionsbridge retained possession just for the moment.
And right off the bat, Austin, you know, I don't know if maybe it's a couple of restless guys who want to try to make an impact early. And that was Luke Ackerman, one of the new players in the lineup of the second half from England, dragged down, and that does result in a foul and a free kick coming. But maybe it's one of those situations where a lot of guys kind of want to show that they're ready for prime time. Maybe, just quick out of the gates, want to get something started here.
Absolutely, and then on the opposite end of the field for Lionsbridge, you've got Mitch Butler, who's in goal, the goalkeeper, wearing number 1 for Lionsbridge after a really great first 45 from Henry Hempshaw. Showed a lot of promises. He was able to even come away with a big penalty kick save, keeping things level right in about the 42nd minute or so.
The only player who is listed as on the field from the first half is Christian Hatley, wearing number 11. 2 players at the ready, Luke Ackerman and Gabriel Rodriguez from Colombia. All set by Greenville United. Oh, what a save! A diving save by Jafar. Believe he's still in goal, and that prevented a 2-0 lead by Lionsbridge. Got to give it to the young man there. That was spectacular.
Beautiful save, full stretch, and you really couldn't place that free kick any better than that. Tucked away towards the bottom of the goal, right along the ground, and the goaltender coming up with a huge stop. Still under a bit of pressure as this throw-in comes inside the 18-yard box. It's headed away by one of his defenders. Still on, though.
Cross sent in and innocently knocked away. Still in play for Lionsbridge, and that's Hatley, the only remaining starter in from that first half. That was Gabriel Rodriguez with that free kick, almost with his first goal of the season. And a foul called against Lionsbridge, and that one on Humphrey Doe, who took a splash to the turf.
So plenty of new faces here for Lionsbridge, and the difficult thing sometimes with that in a friendly game is that now you have to get a whole new squad of players, their first touches of the game. They have to get comfortable and settle in. Like you said, to start the second half, it seemed like they were really ready to go and try and show off to their teammates, the crowd, and of course, head coach Chris Wally too.
And talk about new faces, Austin. Of the 11 on the field, only 2 are returners from last year. So this is as fresh of a lineup as we have seen all season long. Again, Dennis Kruchenkov, who has 4 goals this year, and Felix Ewald, the young star from Germany, neither on the pitch tonight, and that's simply a result of Chris Wally giving this very deep roster a chance to shine.
And that's the beauty of the rosters that Wally's able to create with Lionsbridge. You really have a great mix and match. It's almost, these parts are basically interchangeable. Of course, some work better with others than other pairings, but everyone just works so well together. It really likes to make things happen.
Maybe a chance. Far side in the box. Rodriguez, the deflection! Hatley! Greenville United wanted an offside. They're not going to get it. Hatley finds the net, and it's 2-0 Lionsbridge.
Up in front of the goaltender, willing to collect anything that comes his way. And of course, a great feed from the opposite side of the box. Just send in a ball. It takes a couple of deflections, but again, Hatley with an eye for the goal, able to get on the end of it, make something out of seemingly nothing.
And hey, look, I'm sure Gabriel Rodriguez would have loved that free kick goal a few moments ago. Second best thing, give an assist to one of your teammates. Either way, leads to a score, and a 2-0 lead. Didn't take nearly as long. Took the entire first half for Lionsbridge to find the back of the net in the first half. And we are only 5 minutes in to this second half here at the bank. And already an eruption from the fans in the stands. 2-0, Lionsbridge leads it.
There's really nothing like adding another goal to the scoreboard in front of your home fans. On a beautiful night like this, you see a couple more sweatshirts and sweaters being put on by those in attendance here at TowneBank Stadium.
Jason Perks on the run, one of those new pieces for this Lionsbridge team, and taken away by Greenville. Sidestep.
Some physical defending from Baker. He's just got to be a little bit more careful than that, as sometimes the referee will call that one either way.
Boy, a lot of contact. I believe that was Hatley on the far side of the field, and now a kick sails well out of bounds into the stands. We were just notified that a yellow card was actually issued to the head coach of Greenville United. He wasn't happy about that goal scored. They wanted an offside call on that Christian Hatley goal. A few players put their hands up wanting that call. Already another chance. Rodriguez has been very busy here in this second half. Jason Perks.
Perks from Oakwood, Ohio. Incidentally, a place where I lived a couple of years. Very beautiful area, especially in the fall.
I've heard Ohio, you basically get every part of the year, from fall to a freezing cold winter, a blazing hot summer. You basically get a mix of everything, don't you?
Exactly. You're so far north, you think that in the summer it's going to be fine. Not nearly as bad as it is in Virginia, but of course somehow the temperature gets turned all the way up to 90. opportunity here for Lionsbridge. Again, as Toby White, the Floridian defender, along the near side, is set for a throw-in after a substitute from the visitors.
Toby White sends it in. Battle for it. In the corner, it's Castellanos Cristo. Double team over that sideline. A little bit too much from Cristal from Cyprus. Turns it over.
A good look there. Just didn't have any opportunity to get the ball out towards the center of the field. And now Lionsbridge able to do that. Get it into their defenders. Baker with a keen eye able to get his head up. Send it back to the Greek defender Leonoglu.
Josh Baker, one of those two returners from last year's team that went on to win their third straight Chesapeake Division Championship. All sent in, Luke Ackerman. And Jafar has to come way off his line to try and save that. Prevent anything from getting going. Contact and a whistle and a foul called against Lionsbridge. Foul starting to pile up here just a little bit, Austin.
And we've got the 11 for Lionsbridge and 10 on the board for Greenville. Once again, getting very physical. We saw the temperature rising just a bit at the end of the first half, and then here to start the second half, the yellow card being issued to the coaching staff for the visitors. And another hard challenge from Baker, as now he has to calm down a little bit. The official sharing some words with him. Fortunately for Baker, play got started rather quickly.
Yeah, Cam Della was the one on the receiving end of that foul. You don't want to use up too much of your energy in just the I guess we can call it the second home game. Should be the third, but that first home game rained out by thunderstorms in the area. Nothing even close to that tonight. Absolutely perfect. And as we've been saying, some sweaters in the stands, a little bit chilly for this time of the year. Across the field, far side.
Baker doing well to pick the pass out, but off the mark a little bit. His teammates able to recover. Now they continue to work things forward. Rodriguez can't get the ball up to Delgado.
Lincoln Ulrich with it. Two Ulrichs on the pitch tonight. Matthias Ulrich in the first half and Lincoln Ulrich in the second. Don't believe there's any relation, given the fact one is from Brazil and the other one's from Ohio. A whistle and another foul, and again this one on Lionsbridge.
Leonoglu there going up and over the back of the forward for Greenville. I think Lionsbridge here just need to settle down a little bit. Seems like they've been giving away a couple too many fouls, as well as just careless errors, unforced errors, whether it's passing the ball out of play, passing it to the opposition, or just giving away a free kick. Seems like they're out of sorts a little bit. And part of that can happen, of course, when you make those big changes and you get these players who are out on the field for the first time tonight compared to the Greenville squad, who's made one or two changes, if I'm not mistaken, coming out of the halftime break. So they've got 45 minutes of football on their feet already. Now it's Lionsbridge who has to try and settle in quickly and adapt to play, when that's been what Greenville has done the entire first half. They've already got those kinks out of their system. They've got things ready to go.
All over the end line, and that is a goal kick coming for Lionsbridge. And this is where, and I get it, it's only a friendly, so this is not something we can make in comparison to USL League 2 games. However, this is putting on display for the first time this season that depth that Chris Wally was talking about. Several starters still on the pitch for Greenville United. And just as you've been talking about all second half, completely fresh legs for Lionsbridge, putting them to use. As Jafar comes well off his line, has to snag that one before anything could be done. Luke Ackerman was in the area.
Really nice job by Jafar. We saw a little bit of a showcase from him in the first half as he was able to make a couple key saves that kept things scoreless all the way up to stoppage time, including a save on a free kick that got sent right under the wall towards the corner of the goal. But Jafar being very decisive there to come off his line, not allowing anything, whether it was his own teammates or the opposition in Lionsbridge, to get anything towards the goal.
Great save on the far side after a send from the near side. 58th minute. It's a 2-0 lead for Lionsbridge. Second goal of the match on an assist from Gabriel Rodriguez to Christian Hatley. Right place, right time. Almost got something going there. Greenville denied the counterattack. And now here comes Lionsbridge. Blue jerseys moving up ahead. Only 2-on-3. Let's see if Lionsbridge can make something happen. Move to the inside. And a great fight for it.
Still getting stuck in with the Lionsbridge players, not giving up on the play. Certainly like to see that from the coaching staff. There's a couple players getting ready for Greenville to make their way into this contest. Not just yet, though. That was great positioning by Hatley right in front of his bench, almost blending in right along the sideline, having a lot of speed. The lone player left in from the first half lineup.
Baker a flick up ahead. And a strike, and that is wide of everything.
Good give-and-go sequence, though, for Lionsbridge outside the 18-yard box, trying to generate a little bit of pressure out of nothing too dangerous. Still getting the ball towards the goal. Recognized that they wouldn't find penetration inside the 18-yard box, and instead just figured why not take a shot and see if something sticks.
A couple of substitutions to note for Greenville United. Steve Mensah is in for Greenville United, while Brian Martinez played that first half. He takes a seat on the bench.
As well for Greenville. All very physical and aggressive in a great way on both sides of the ball. Certainly a force to be reckoned with. With Lionsbridge a little bit of trouble, especially in the midfield.
Almost a great tackle there by Christou. Greenville United manages to save it. Up ahead. Did he stay on side? And wow, Butler out of the box to send that one away. And that's one of those plays, Austin, that if you're Butler, hey, if you're going to commit to it, you better make sure you make the play, because if he misses, then that is a wide open net, basically 20 yards of free space for Greenville to work with.
All your chips out on the table, go all in for that ball, and leave nothing to be doubted or questioned at all. Whether you make it to the ball first or not, you certainly have to be the one that leaves with the ball as the goaltender there. Of course, being the last line of defense and you're outside your 18-yard box, can't even use your hands. You better hope that you're the first one there.
Greenville gives chase. I believe that was Bobby Fay. Prevented a dangerous attack from Lionsbridge, and now maybe a chance for Greenville. Cross sent in and knocked away. Great defense.
Sometimes you'll see defenders just a little bit too eager, not able to pick their head up, instead of just focused on getting the ball away. The defender there for Lionsbridge, Lincoln Ulrich, did a nice job of recognizing that he had a little bit of space, whether it was due to communication from his teammates or just seeing where everyone was beforehand. A nice job taking a second to pause, get his bearings, and just play the smart pass. Ensure that possession stayed with Lionsbridge. Ultimately, they would end up giving it over later on. A nice job to not give it away at that moment.
And not really a smart pass by Lincoln Ulrich, just wide of everything, sails out of bounds. And again, out of bounds, stays with Greenville United, just trying to stay in this one, down 2-0. No challenge yet from Greenville United as Mitch Butler is in goal. All set up ahead. Hatley is the only one in the area along with Gabriel Rodriguez. The two are really the two offensive outputs here for Lionsbridge in the second half. Rodriguez with a fantastic strike off a free kick. Almost put it in the back of the net had it not been for a fantastic save from Jafar, and then provides the assist to Hatley.
Baker there, the victim of the tackle. Didn't give away a foul or anything like that, but he just has to be a little bit cautious about getting frustrated as that one went uncalled, and so sometimes when that happens, of course, the frustration builds. You might be a little bit more inclined on your next challenge to go in a little bit harder. He's got to keep his emotions in check, though, as the side wins a free kick in the center of the field, and they take it quickly up along the right side. Here's Perks.
Jason Perks, and that is an excellent sliding tackle sent out of bounds, and it will lead to a throw-in for Lionsbridge.
Absolutely textbook, not allowing the ball to come across at all, staying low to the ground and making sure that no pass was able to get either over or around him.
On the throw-in, it's Lincoln Ulrich from Ohio. Hand in the air. Little hesitation. Here comes Ulrich. Sends it in. Still in the box. And that one sails high and away over everything. And the opportunity goes by for Lionsbridge.
Constantinos Christo was leaning back much too far on that cross as he was almost wheeling away from the ball before it even left his foot. Leaning back sent that one well out of play. No more danger there in that last possession for Lionsbridge, but now the midfielders and forwards put their defensive shoes on and really try and get Greenville stuck inside their own half here, 66th minute. About 30 minutes or so remaining here in the contest. Still plenty of time left, though, for Greenville.
While we have a minute, thank you from Food Lion for scoring meals for local families during today's halftime contest. For every ball that made it into the cart, 100 meals will be donated to the Virginia Peninsula Food Bank through Food Lion Feeds. Fans, be sure to stick around if you're still here. Around for the post-game fireworks extravaganza presented by Bowditch Ford. Here we go. Greenville United still trying to fight for that first goal. Boy, did they have a great opportunity on the penalty try in the first half. Brilliantly saved by Henry Hempshaw.
Barrett, you started the game for Lionsbridge. You talk about a dream debut in front of your home fans. Typically, you'd think about scoring a hat trick, although for some players, they want to be a goalkeeper, and saving a penalty kick headed into halftime, that's certainly a dream of his as well.
Oh, no doubt about that. On the ground towards Christow, and Greenville waited for it. Out of the box, here comes Butler. Talk about a confident young player. He has no problem playing outside of that box. Not surprising given that Chris Wally said he expects that Butler is going to be one of those players, maybe to hear his name called in the MLS draft coming up soon.
The calm, cool demeanor that we typically see from Coach Wally as he's out on the sideline. Didn't really move much on the outside when Butler came out of his box, but of course, as a coach, you of course have to have your heart in your throat when your goaltender comes out of his 18-yard box and doesn't immediately send the ball away.
Yeah. And Perks providing a lot of offensive pressure leads to an unforced error, the throw-in. Here we go. Back out Perks. Middle. To the near side. A lot of ball. Rodriguez had a good look at it, just couldn't get the right foot on it, and it sails over everything. Some great ball control in that possession, Austin.
That was beautiful 1-2 touch passing along the near side of the field from Lionsbridge. Something that we didn't see too much in the first half. It was a lot more possession, dribble a couple steps, make a move, and then get the ball off. Look, Rodriguez doing a really nice job to cap off that little sequence with a shot, although much too high, well out of play.
Up ahead and nothing there except Ali Jafar. Had his hands on it quite a few times in this second half. Lionsbridge kept him busy towards the latter half of the first half of action. In the second half, they have put the pressure on with a completely new lineup, aside from just one player, one starter from that first half, Christian Hatley, who ends up scoring the only goal of this half to make it 2-0. Far side, Sam Delgado. Approaching the 70th minute of play, and things have kind of slowed down a little bit here, Austin. I don't know if you want to say that they went back to that ball control style, but not as much pressure on the offensive side from Lionsbridge in this second half.
I think the boys in blue, it took them about 25 minutes or so, but now they've been able to settle in. We mentioned at the start of the contest and then subsequently afterwards how it was almost a brand new roster here coming out to start the second 45. I think now they've really found their rhythm, and they're showing that with their possession and their passing primarily. They're doing a really nice job. We saw it on a couple of sequences a few minutes ago where it was passing. Every player knew where their teammates were exactly out on the field. They didn't even have to look up. They just knew where each other were, and that's a lot of time spent on the training ground as well as just a lot of trust in each other.
And Burks just blasts right into a Greenville United defender. A lot of contact, nothing called, and now Greenville United on the run. Josh Baker with some fantastic defense. The cross denied by Lionsbridge. And now we're going to get, I believe, our first corner try from Greenville United tonight, Austin.
Yep, it's been 3 for Lionsbridge, and that's the first one there for the visitors. Don't immediately make anything out of it, and it gets sent away.
Oh, quick counterattack, and a shot sent by Hatley. Jafar out of position. Hatley almost took advantage in a major way.
He'll want that one back. He had a little bit of room to settle the ball, take one more touch before firing a chip shot. Still Jafar well outside of his box. Excuse me, the 6-yard box. He certainly had room to send that one up and over his head.
I would say Hatley couldn't have been any more than about 10 yards away from the midfield stripe. I mean, he was not far away from midfield at all, but as you saw, his eyes must have gotten wide as saucers there when he saw Jafar off his line that far.
We'll see a substitution here for Greenville. Coming into the game, Charles Pumbu. Take the place of Oviedo. Oviedo went down pretty early on in the first half with an apparent muscle cramp in his right leg, if I'm not mistaken. Wondering if that's bothering him just a little bit here. That one gets played back to Butler from White. Dangerous ball. Lionsbridge able to keep it away from the opposition for now.
Not in any way trying to show disrespect to Greenville United, but I'm not sure we would see those kinds of crosses in USL League 2 play. Ball crossed to the middle, a pair of blue jerseys in the area, a fight for it, still not out of bounds, and now it is. It'll be a throw-in for Lionsbridge.
Good aggression from Lionsbridge, trying to make something out of nothing in a dangerous situation, as here's a shot for Hatley potentially redirected.
Baker with a shot of his own, well defended by Greenville. Cristanantos Cristal fought for it and still retains possession. A couple of good looks by a few returning players. Turn and go, some space. Rodriguez tried to send it in, and that window closed up in a hurry.
The interesting thing there for Lionsbridge, you had Burks on the right side of the formation, all alone by himself. The ball just couldn't get out to him, but now it gets over there for Hatley.
Hatley the cross, and it's denied and knocked out of bounds again. 72nd minute here, and Lionsbridge trying to take advantage.
Building and sustaining a little bit of pressure. It all started with just those two players for Lionsbridge being very aggressive and challenging the defender with the ball inside his own half, hustling and making that play where he just doesn't give up. Substitution here for Greenville, buying the defenders a little bit more time to rest, recover, catch their breath.
Jason Perks set to throw it in.
Johnny Makoko comes into the game.
Christou near that end line. Across. And Sam Delgado has to give chase. Can't catch up to it, out of bounds.
Off-balance cross from Christou. Sending that ball all the way through. Like you said, Delgado couldn't get there, but Lionsbridge somehow just able to get the ball back for themselves, send it all the way into their defense, and now working their way up the field.
Burks, maybe a chance with a heel flick. And a strike just wide of the post. Luke Ackerman with a great look. He says it was deflected, and he was right. It'll lead to a corner.
He sent that one packing right towards the bottom corner of the goal, hopefully out of reach of Jafar. However, took a deflection en route, and now Ackerman making his way over there. The Englishman to send in this corner, has Baker for a little bit of support.
First corner attempt of the second half. First time we're seeing somebody other than Andrew Bennett deliver. Ackerman with a foot into it. A liner, and it sails a little wide. Lionsbridge still with it.
Chaos in the sixth there, and crisis averted for the moment for Greenville. Baker sets up a delivery for the far side of the field.
In the box, across. And a chance. Perks is there. Nobody around him in the 18. Across, and again saved by Jafar. I tell you what, you got to tip your cap to this young man. It's 2-0, and it could be a lot worse had it not been for some stellar play by Ali Jafar.
Just thinking about those two goals that Lionsbridge was able to score. One was a penalty, and the other was just right place at the right time for Hatley, as Hatley sends in that cross. Baker trying to pick up the pieces. Perks gets it over to Ackerman. Now they'll switch the field. All on the left side of the formation. Leon Oglu.
Left-footed strike. Oh, past a diving Jafar, but it was wide of the post. Boy, now we're seeing some shots on goal from this Lionsbridge team.
Here's when the heart rate is steadily creeping up for Jafar, knowing that every other shot that comes his way, he certainly has to make sure that he's getting behind. He's got to keep his team in this. Certainly enough time to answer back for the visitors. But with Lionsbridge having the lion's share of possession, that's going to make things very difficult. They hope to get a couple of goals back.
And that is Ackerman, who was pummeled down to the floor. Still gets back up. Josh Baker. Steady as she goes, keeps possession. And up ahead, Perks in the area. Over his head, out of bounds, and back to Greenville United. 76th minute, about 15 minutes left. A little bit less than that of regulation time.
Sometimes there's going to be goals that you give up as a goalkeeper, and you're going to look back and say, I should have had that one. However, the two scored on Ali Jafar tonight. Really not much he really could have done about them, so certainly has to keep his head up, as he's really had a strong night against a very strong Lionsbridge roster.
And credit the second unit, Austin, for really not only putting some pressure offensively, playing spectacular defense as well. I believe that was Hatley on the far side giving chase, couldn't catch up to it. But when you bring in a new unit, a lot of new faces on this team, and granted, a lot of talent in goal with Mitch Butler, but still a lot of new pieces you're working with, and they have maintained that same defensive intensity that we saw in the first half.
Especially with the three brand new players in the back of the formation for Leon Oglu, White, Ulrich, Lincoln Ulrich. They're the back three for Lionsbridge. Three brand new players for the lineup and the roster in general. And they've been doing a really nice job, standing strong, dealing with everything that Greenville has tossed their way.
And we just got a yellow card against Lionsbridge. I believe that was against Konstantinos Christo. After play was stopped for a foul, he just sends one over the net into the fan section here at TowneBank Stadium, and they're basically going to whistle him for essentially a delay of game. So an unnecessary yellow card delivered against Lionsbridge on that one.
I've seen that before where the Lionsbridge player just makes a careless lapse in judgment. For no reason did he have to send that ball away. It's not like it's a foul right outside his 18-yard box or anything like that. Had plenty of defenders back. And again, just a momentary lapse. Hard foul on the far side of the field. Lionsbridge still up for the challenge that Greenville is bringing their way.
And Mitch Butler really has not had much to worry about here in this second half. A couple of times, maybe Greenville could have gotten something going, but in his own confident way, and that ball, I believe, was called offside, and so it goes back to Lionsbridge. In his own confident way, not only off his line, out of the box, deflected a few passes away to prevent anything from starting. Butler, one of those players that, again, Chris Wally says he expects to hear his name called in the MLS draft. And here he is with it. Some pressure provided by Greenville, and up ahead to Perks. A fight for it. Perks out of bounds, but it was deflected off of Greenville, back to Lionsbridge.
Really good eye there from Butler, the goalkeeper, to find Perks and deliver that ball to him just perfectly. Player dragged down. It looks like that was Christou for Lionsbridge, who was brought down. No call by the official. He gets back up, and he looks to keep things going for Lionsbridge in the 80th minute. 10 minutes or so remaining, not including stoppage time. Baker goes down, and there's that free kick coming up for Lionsbridge.
And now to the 80th minute. 10 minutes of regulation left here at the bank on this beautiful, crisp Sunday evening before Memorial Day. Perks has been busy here in this second half. Had a man wide, and that was Luke Ackerman. Decided to keep it himself, and maybe for good reason, a double team, and leads to a free kick. Tried to get back up on his feet and tried to get play started quickly. The official stops that.
Fortunate not to give away a yellow card as that one upended Perks from behind. So now the players will get set up. They'll move closer to the edge of the 18-yard box. Seems like Lionsbridge isn't going directly for goals. Standing behind to take this one is Ackerman. A couple of players making their way towards the far corner of the 6-yard box.
Rodriguez in the box. The flip. And it's headed away. Denied by Greenville. Counterattack coming for United. Contact. Greenville player on the ground and was asking for the whistle. Looks like he got it. It was late. Either way, leads to a foul.
Delgado using a lot of speed, just getting tripped up on the feet of the defender. Not a lot of contact, but he'll go into the referee's book for that one. 82nd minute yellow card. Number 22 in Lionsbridge. Now Perks getting into things a little bit with one of the visiting players.
And by the way, they said that was on Sam Delgado. Foul went against him. 81st minute, a 2-0 lead. Goals scored by Sam Hall in the first half. 45th minute of action of the first half. And then by Christian Hatley, 2 returning players from last year. Hatley scored in the 50th minute. And that's where we stand, a 2-0 lead. Greenville United can still make it a little bit interesting if they can get on the board here. About 8 minutes left of regulation play. It has been loud and boisterous and energetic all night here at the bank. Maybe partially deflected. Brilliant defending there, and now a counterattack, but quickly stopped there. I believe that was Sam Delgado on the move. Here comes Bridge. Moved to the inside, and I believe that was Hatley who just fell down.
Here comes a substitute for Lionsbridge, and Wouldn't be surprised if this one is coming on for Hatley. We'll get confirmation in a moment. Now seems like a good of a time as any as we look forward for Lionsbridge, comfortably sitting in this game with a 2-0 lead. Up next for the boys in blue is a visit to Maryland. They'll be facing Christos FC on May 28th. It's just a few days away, and then right after that, they'll be back at home against Northern Virginia FC on May 31st. Go to lionsbridgefc.com/tickets to get your spot here at TowneBank Stadium on May 31st against Nova FC. A very strong team last year in the Chesapeake Division. Definitely able to bring the fight to Lionsbridge. Some very exciting games. No doubt we'll be in for another exciting one here at TowneBank Stadium.
You talk about exciting games. Lionsbridge heading up to face Christos FC. I'll tell you, a player who wouldn't mind seeing that club again is Sam Hall. July 3rd of last year, Sam Hall turned in a hat trick. Already has his second goal of the year. And delivery wide by Lionsbridge, trying to make it a 3-0 lead in the 84th minute.
Yes, of course, talking about these upcoming games is going to be another important part for Wally, who's talking about the depth of the squad. 3 games in the span of 6 days. So a lot of tired legs. He's really going to have to rely on the depth, and the other players are going to have to rally around each other. I see a couple more lineups being shaken up, especially after that first game against Christos.
Excellent job of keeping that in play by Ackerman. Rodriguez between a pair of defenders, but loses possession.
Ackerman certainly battling there as his ankles were getting chopped down a little bit. Caleb Perry was the substitute who came into the game to take the place of Hatley. Caleb Perry, to steal a phrase from 21 Pilots, fairly local here. Virginia Beach, Virginia native. Right across on the other side of the water. Of course, you love seeing this incredibly diverse roster from Lionsbridge. You have local players. You also have players from just other parts of the country, a couple from Colorado, Nebraska, Ohio, California. And then, of course, a lot of international talent. Certainly see a number of players from England, but then, of course, Cyprus and Greece, Brazil, and Germany, just to name a couple of the countries represented from this Lionsbridge lineup.
And diversity that's led to wins. 3-time defending Chesapeake Division champions. And now Chris Wally said he may be looking at his deepest roster yet. Scary to think, considering this team advanced all the way to the league championship a few years ago. Advanced to the USL League 2 semifinals last year. And it looks like he could have another competitive squad on his hands this year. 8 players returning from last year, including the all-time leading goal scorer in club history, Sam Hall, who has made it on the board twice this year, including the first half of this one. Denis Kruchenkov, who is off to a blazing hot start with 4 goals already this year, and the newest member, Felix Ewald, who Chris Wally says everybody should keep their eyes on this year, has been nothing short of brilliant to start things off. Caleb Perry from Virginia Beach, as you talked about, got his first touch of this half.
Talked about Kruchenkov. He had some flashes of brilliance last season, but I think really had a phenomenal start and almost unexpected. He certainly was a good player last year, but I certainly didn't anticipate him coming away with a couple of goals, not to mention a hat trick in these first opening games.
Well, one thing I will say about Kruchenkov, and you and I saw it a couple of times last year, definitely put himself in position brilliantly more than a few times last year. In the box, Lionsbridge looking to add in the net. And that's a 3-0 lead in the 87th minute.
Those players high-fiving around. He wasn't quite sure where that delivery came from. It looks like the nod will go to Lincoln Ulrich.
Lincoln Ulrich adds to the tally for Lionsbridge. A 3-0 lead right on that average for this team against Greenville United. 2 previous games, they won 3-1 and 3-0 respectively, and now they're just a few minutes away. An unexpected score from Lincoln Ulrich shocked everybody.
Here at the bank, a great job by him, still not giving up late into this contest. Able to find his way inside the 18-yard box. Tucked it perfectly into the back of the goal. Lionsbridge a very comfortable lead now, and you see more fans lining up to get some autographs from the players.
Chance of LBFC and Perks on the run. Maybe he can add to it. Pair of defenders right there for Greenville United. Josh Malin was one of them, and now Gabriel Rodriguez is sent down to the turf. Quickly back in play. Cross to the middle. The strike, and it's deflected.
Very smart to go quickly there on the free kick. Over just one touch too many inside the 18-yard box to settle the ball. Quickly moving though, left side of the field. Perry, a chance, trying to battle with the defender. He gets shrugged off, and now a little bit of extracurriculars outside the sideline. Perry's not stepping down, despite the odds being stacked against him in terms of numbers.
Caleb Perry, one of those local products, would have loved to have seen his name in the scorer's box at the end of this one, and from Virginia Beach in his first game at home. A 3-0 lead for Lionsbridge. 90th minute, and now we are on to stoppage time. I'm guessing somewhere in the 2 to 3 minute mark.
I see a conversation with the linesman over on the far side of the field, and the center official, having played soccer in this area, as the official comes over to the sideline. Definitely say for sure that it's a very physical style of play that comes in the Williamsburg, Newport News, Hampton, Virginia Beach, Yorktown area. I believe that's the last warning that is going to be given to the sideline of Greenville United. Good thing that it's stoppage time for the one here.
Lincoln Ulrich, by the way, one of the newest members of this club. Again, from Delaware, Ohio, plays his college soccer at Coastal Carolina. Trying to make a name for himself down there in Wilmington. Had 1 goal for Coastal Carolina last fall, and now he adds 1 for Lionsbridge FC.
3 minutes of stoppage time coming up.
And it sails out of bounds and back to Greenville United, who are just looking for some confidence-building scoring here in these final 3 minutes here at the bank this Sunday evening before Memorial Day. Oh, Lionsbridge asking for a handball, and yep, I think they're going to get it. Good call.
Lionsbridge now just bleeding out the clock just a little bit more here, is getting closer and closer to that final whistle in this friendly contest. Looks to be a convincing 3-0 win for Lionsbridge, adding to their record. Yet another win, making it 3 wins on the season.
Cristo caught in the corner, double team, nowhere really to go with it. Out of bounds, and it will stay with Lionsbridge. So here comes a throw-in, and a loud cheer from the crowd. Maybe Lionsbridge can send one last charge through this TowneBank crowd before they pack it in for the night and for Memorial Day tomorrow. Again, ball knocked away and still retained by Lionsbridge.
Defending very aggressively and strongly against Lionsbridge. He's been called upon a lot tonight here on the left side of the formation.
Jason Perks surveys. He had Josh Baker, and that, once again, for the third time, is out of bounds. Baker is alone near side, and finally they go to him. Back out, Toby White in midfield line. Here comes Baker. Final 3 minutes of this one. We're in stoppage time of the 90th minute. 3-0 lead for Lionsbridge. 3 goals, 3 different players. Sam Hall in the 45th minute of the first half. And the final whistle, Christian Hatley in the 50th minute. And in the 87th minute, one of the newest members, Lincoln Ulrich. 3 goals, 3 players, and after the final whistle, a 3-0 victory for Lionsbridge at the bank. 3-0 and 1 on the season. 3 seems to be the magic number tonight, Austin. So, final thoughts on this one before we wrap it up.
Really for Lionsbridge. You mentioned that penalty kick scored by Hall at the end of the first 45. And then the brand new roster basically to take the field on the second half of action. But I really just loved how well the squad played together, both in the first half, but then also in the second. It seemed like they really came together very quickly and smooth. And by the time it was maybe the 60th minute, it seemed like they had been playing all 60 minutes together.
So the final score, a 3-0 victory for Lionsbridge over Greenville United. They are 3-0 all time against Greenville United and reached 3-0-1 on the season. Their next game, as Austin mentioned, will be on the road as they head up to Baltimore for a match against Christos FC. That'll be on Wednesday. And then they are right back here at TowneBank Stadium for a matchup against Northern Virginia FC. That'll be Saturday, May 31st. That is only 6 days away. We have enjoyed bringing this one to you. For Austin Urch and our fantastic crew here for Lionsbridge FC, Nathan Epstein saying so long and enjoy Memorial Day tomorrow. 3-0, Lionsbridge wins it over Greenville United.
I'm gonna let you guys stay up here. The only thing I'm gonna say is do not throw anything over. Two, you get the 1,000 cash. Right? Chill, be cool, don't fall